Hello, my amazing Algebra Half students. This is Mrs. A, and I love math. And today we're doing lesson 108 in the Addition 2 book and lesson 107 in the Addition 3 book. And we're talking about Roman numerals. And Roman numerals only have 7 symbols. And these are the symbols. There's an I, V, X, L, C, D, M. So the symbols are our letters. And then 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500, 1000. So V stands for 5 and L stands for 50 and D stands for 500. So there is no symbol for 0 and there is no place value in the Roman numeral system. So 3 and 30 and 300 and 3000 were all written with repeated letters. So since 3 is 3 ones and 1 is an I, we wrote I. 30 is 3 tens, X is for 10, so they wrote XXX for 3 tens. 300 is 3 hundreds, 100 is a C, so they wrote CCC. 3000 is MMM because M is 1,000. So it's a very, very easy system, but it takes a lot of letters to write one number. Okay, so we have to see how this is done. Okay, so here is a picture in your book of the numbers 1 through 50. And look how long they get. All right, so if you look at these, the number 28, look at the number 28 down here. I'm going to zoom in on 28. 28 is 2 tens and 8 ones. So 1010 is XX, and then VIII is 8 because 5 plus 3 is 8. So if we can write the numbers 1 through 10 correctly, then we've got a good start. So let's work on these a little bit. Let's look down here at our little rules here. When we look at these numbers, we note that no symbol appears more than 3 times in a row because the Romans used a trick to write 4, 9, 40, and 90. To write 4, instead of writing I, 4 I's, they wrote IV, which means 5, take away 1, or 1 before 5. To write 9, instead of writing VIII, they wrote IX, which means 1 before 10. Okay, so then they keep on doing this all the way through. To write 40, instead of writing XXXX, they wrote XL, which means 50 minus 10, or 10 before 50. Okay, so they keep on doing this over and over. Okay, so down here, 4 is IV. Instead of 4 I's put together, it's IV. 14 is an X and then an IV. 24 is an XX and then an IV. 30 is an XXX and then an IV. Okay, so then if we did 44, it would be 1 10 before 50, which would be the 40, and we'll look at that. We'll practice down here. Okay, 9 is IX, or 1 before 10, and 19 is XIX, so this one is 10 plus 9. 29 is 20 plus 9, so it's XXIX, and then 39 is XXXIX. 40 is X before L, 44 is X before L, and then IV, and then 49 is X before L, and then IX. So now we're going to practice some of these together. Okay, so here are our practice problems, and we're going to say 4 is not 4 I's, but it is going to be I before V. Okay, so you can see IV and you can also see Roman numerals written like that. But just for clarity, I'm going to just put the I and the V. So without the other bars on it. You'll see them both ways. So IV is 4 because it is 1 before 5, which is 4. And 9 is 1 before 10, so it will be 1 before 10, and 10 is an X. So that's the number 9. And 34 is 30 is 3 X's, so it's going to be 30, and then 4 is IV. That's all there is to it. You put 30 with the 4, and you get it correctly. 39 is 30 plus the 9, and the 9 is IX. 40 is going to be 10 before 50, and 50 is L. So 10 before 50. And then 49 is going to be the 40 plus the 9. So it's going to be the 10 before the L for the 40, and then the I before the X for the 9. So 49, 49. So now we're going to come back and count correctly up through 20. Okay, I decided we're going to go 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20, and then 21 through 30. We're going to get all the way up there. Your book just says to do from 15 to 30, but we're going to go all the way. So 1 is just 1 I. 2 is 2 I's. 3 is 3 I's. But then we've got 4, which is 1 before 5, which will be IV. Okay, and 5 is just a V. And 6 is 1 after a V, so it's going to be V plus 1. So if it's adding, it goes after the number. So 5 plus 1 is V plus 1 is 6. And 7 is going to be the V for the 5 plus 2 more. So it's going to be VII. And then 8 is going to be VIII. And then 9 is not going to have 4 I's. It's going to be 1 before 10. So it would be 1 before 10. So it's IX. And then 10 is just X. So those are from 1 to 10. Okay, so now we're looking at 11, which is 10 plus 1 more. So it will be XI. And 12 will be 10 plus 2 more. So it will be XII. 13 will be 110 plus 3 more, so it's XIII. And 14 is going to be a 10, but then 1 before a 5, so IV, V is 5, remember? And then 15 will be an X and then a V, 10 plus 5. 16 will add 1 more to that, so it will be an XVI. 17 is going to be an XVII. 18 is going to be an XVIII. Okay, so remember, the most we can have in any one is 3 in a row. So then 19's got to have a change. It's going to be X, so for the 10, and then 9 is IX for 1 before the 10. So XIX. And then 20 is XX. So those are the numbers from 11 through 20 in your Roman numerals. And this is the last part. 21 is going to be XX for the 20 plus the 1. 22 is going to be XX for the 20 plus the 2, and then 20 plus the 3 is 23, and 24 is going to be XX for the 20, but then IV for the 4. 25 is going to be XXV. 26 is going to be XXVI. 27 is going to be XXVII. 28 will be XXVIII. 29 is going to be XX, and then 9 is IX, 1 before 10. And lastly, 30 is x, x, x. And you have learned about Roman numerals. And we're done with that lesson. So this is Mrs. A, and may God bless your day.